Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm going to go over a few things as I promised before. This is just going to be an energetic signature 2.0 for those of you who are waiting for an energy update, okay? This is not a reading, but it is to help you to understand a few things. And when I read when I explain this, please understand that this is not um, okay. This doesn't mean that you don't care about other people. It means that without you, there can be no story. Remember that. Keep that in mind as I go through this. So without your energy, without you, there's no story. So understand that each and every part of your story is very prominent for this transmission or this download that I got. Okay. So it is like Alice in Wonderland. So I said something about this. This was my last post. The illusion is breaking down. And these entities that have enslaved you for many, many millennia want you to believe that through stalling and fearing, and they don't want you to fully awaken to your own power. So they tell you God is angry and vengeful, and they're putting content in your face to try to contradict what's really happening. The veil of the Maya or the illusion is being stripped, and the fantasy is actually reality. So as you step into your next phase of ascension, it's like the never-ending story, where two become one, then more and more and more. So, and yes, these lower vibrational energies are a bit of a sore loser, and they're a bunch of babies. So you're just gonna judge not, okay? You can't judge them because it's not your place, okay? They will be dealt with, and because they won't be able to get through what you're getting through, even though it seems kind of tumultuous at times. Okay, you can build uh upon one grain of sand, just like the movie. You can build on that, making as many wishes as you like for your perfect ending. If there, it's a never ending story, so it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. So it is the end of an old way, but it is the beginning of a new way. So I hope that makes sense. um and and like I said, it's not the end, it is the beginning. So you will be tempted to believe in what did I write here? In the basically the Cheshire Cat, if you think about that for a minute, where he baits and switches Alice through the whole story, like tells her that everything is not what it seems, but doesn't give her the answers. So it's the eat me, drink me, to be skinny or beautiful or younger. So watch this, see this, especially the bad, because that brings down your vibration. And they're making a lot of money off of this. Okay? Your mind will not rest if you keep feeding the negative factor of the matrix. So for now, starve out the energy of fear, disbelief in yourself, more so than the rest of the world. But this is what I'm saying. It's not selfish to be self-aware. So as you believe, choose to believe in love and unity and experiences that are more of a positive nature, and quit telling yourself the narrative of the old story. Trust me when I say my past has been treacherous, but I'm no longer building on that story, even from my parents. I am the only one standing. Therefore, I go forward and not backward, especially for my children and my children's children. And I have 9 grandchildren, and this is a 9 year. So this is the year that I help switch things up for my children and my children's children. So I hope that makes sense to a lot of you that are in my age range. Will be 59 years old next month. So I've lived quite a long time. At least in this reality, where the average lifespan is shorter. You need to build the life that you dream of with the law of attraction, because it's very real. It's very real. That is the fantasy that you've been led to believe that it's not real. And it is. It's very real. I am a living, breathing example that what you wish to manifest is what you will bring in. And it's not fake. It's not. So if you keep feeding the negative timeline, you will not build on that one grain of sand of hope. Hope sometimes is more powerful than any dark magic or any dark energy or entity out there. Okay? As you know, as long as you have that one hope to build on, keep going. Every time you get knocked down, you get back up. It is the truth. So, because this too shall pass, and your wildest fantasy can become your most cherished memory. It all starts with you. Okay? I made notes because I want to touch on a little bit of everything here, because, you know, I got to go through the dreaming too. This also includes you owning your own stuff, you know? Even if it ain't that wonderful to look at. You can look at it, good or bad, and ask yourself one thing. Through the chaos that you ask to be shown what you need to know or you need to see, and your high priestess, your higher self, your conscious self will answer you. That's what I did most recently, and I got my answer. And although it was perplexing and kind of left me with more questions than answers, I got my answer. Because I was just like, why? Why? I got my answer. So remember, everything you say and do, I mean, to be mindful of that and how it makes you feel. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Because that is how you create the next memory, and the next memory, and the next memory, which is your mind, and it is in control. So your heart is very important as well. So what you love, what you feel, what you are, is all energy, vibration, and frequency. And it's what you send out. So understand that the energies that are, trying to keep you trapped in the fear matrix are doing the same thing. And yes, it's very powerful, but you don't have to stay there. You can change your mind and change your heart. And remember that you're always listening. You're always listening. So make sure that when you're talking to yourself, you hear what you want to hear. You see what you want to see. And sometimes that requires you to cut out social media, being in a state of non-belief. It's hard to believe when you've been stripped down to the bare bone. But belief is what brings you out of that. I was there, and all I had to talk to was myself, God, whatever you call God, the universe. I had no one, and I had nowhere to go, and I had nothing. So I had to rebuild on that these past 4 years. I changed my mind. I changed my life. And you can too. Everybody can do this. Anybody who is conscious of their choices can do this. Even when you still slip and fall, you can get back up. You can always get back up. All you need is that one grain of sand of hope. Guarantee you. So sometimes we learn through our mistakes, but the trick is to recognize them, release them to the universe, and lighten up on yourself a little bit. Give yourself credit for how far you've come so far. And when you give yourself a chance and choose you over the latest fad or phony relationship with another person that isn't going to serve you, it just looks good. Remember that you come first. And fill that cup of love to the brim, and it can hold no more. Enjoy every experience of joy as if it were your last. And build on that. Watch it expand into your own beautiful world of creation. You are the content creator of your life. And like I said, remember, you're always listening. You are the director of this movie, so make it wonderful, no matter what the rest of the world is showing you. This dark energy wants to keep you from seeing that. They don't want you to know your power, because if you know your power, they can't control you. Distract, divide, deceive, control. Yeah. And if you're busy rushing from one side of your consciousness to the other one, you'll never see your own truth. So like I said, I asked to be shown what this was all about and why I was being shown some things that had me confused for years, since 2016. I was like, okay, so why is this person contacting me through my dreams? And I'm not going to tell you who, but I'm going to tell you that it was somebody in the public eye, somebody very famous. And I'm like, well, I never looked at that person like that. And why are they contacting me in my dreams on a regular basis and taking me through treacherous energy? Like things that I didn't necessarily want to see. Their dark deeds done dirt cheap towards me. And I didn't understand. I was like, what is this? Why? I finally got my answer. It wasn't them. It was somebody who mimicked their energy. And with the unapologetic purity of my embodied soul expression, which means childlike, like childlike wonder, like why, what, when, where. Okay, question everything. I'm experimenting. I'm going in here and I'm looking here and I'm doing this, while all the time I was being pulled away from that. And no, you look here, you do this, you do that. In fact, we want you to become a very low vibrational energy so you give up your power. Children don't know that. Children don't understand that. They just know that they're creating their world and through crayons and drawings and painting and, play. So they don't understand, why there's abuse and neglect and all these other things that are happening to them. I know from experience. So you are on this ascension timeline. And if you're feeling this shift in your very being, no matter where you are in your life, your light still shines after all the darkness of the 3D. It is breaking down. But as you release it, it no longer has a hold on you. And what once had you bound with judgment, and that's judgment of the self too, you're now releasing it to non-judgment and finding grace. A lot of you are doing this right now. So you will manifest in the material realm as the light sees the light. And just like your body heals itself from injury, the next form of your life will be instant manifestation. And it's happening for you. Trust and believe that. If you were lost, you will be found. And if you were abandoned by others, there's going to be new solid connections that will find you. This is the law, as long as you never give up. As long as you hold on to the belief that all is not what it seems, and you don't manifest more suffering for yourself from hating those who opposed you. Don't hate them. They can't. That's the way they were taught. And they will reap what they sow. That's just how this energy works. They will pay in an ocean of suffering, and you almost have to pity them. But don't find yourself wallowing in that either. So the law of attraction is always perfect, and you're seeing it play out now and will going forward. There's no stopping it at this point. So in this dream, there were a couple of different players, okay? And they were people that, like in real life, that I would be attracted to as a partner. Unfortunately, they took on a persona of somebody famous, and I didn't understand, because I had never looked at that person as a mate or as a counterpart. not in my whole life, and they've been around my whole life. So there were, like I said, there were a couple of them that were taking on the persona of this person. And then in this last dream, their mask fell. So I saw what their face really looked like and who they really were. And I called them out. And I said, well, you know, you're invading my dream space. This is my space. This is, you know, you're not welcome here, because you've pretended to be somebody this whole time that you're not. And now I understand. Now I understand that it was all a facade. It was all to keep me questioning my own sixth sense, my own knowing of why this person would be in my dream time. I mean, whole stories, guys. I've told them on my channel. Whole stories of this, me and this person sitting there getting to know each other. The last one was very intimate, very personal. And I won't tell you about it because it was very personal. But that's when the mask slipped. Got way too personal. Even though the rest of them were kind of personal too, but they were to make me feel like this person was against me in some way, when I've never met them. Gatekeepers. These are the gatekeepers. And they want you to question your very existence and your reality. So when you think you're talking or communicating with someone in the public eye who is very strong, understand that these warlocks and witches and wizards and whatever they are, the people that have tried to manipulate your reality, have been doing this for thousands of years. Now it's time for you to learn how to do it, so you can control and manipulate your own reality. Become the creator of your divine matrix, which is in your mind. The director of your own movie. And that doesn't mean like take your feet off the ground, because you're still here. You still have to pay attention. But that means manifesting from a conscious place of integrity and purity and all the right reasons, and love most of all. Love for the self as much as the other. Instead of just loving other people outside yourself, it starts with you. It always starts with you. If you can accept yourself, flaws and all, then you can accept anyone else that comes your way. And if they're hateful and bitter, and you got to look at it like they're children, like they're still learning how to envelop the soul into the body and find their light. And either they will or they won't. You have no control over that. Only they do. Just like you only have control over yourself. And the masks will slip once you ask for guidance, because you are always listening. Keep that in mind. Well, that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that. I do hope this helps people understand that As long as you got that one grain of sand of hope, you got something to work with, because this is the never-ending story. We're just changing timelines. It's going to change, and things are going to get better. But sometimes the things that we believe in have to break down first. All right? Well, that's your channeled message. Please remember to press that like button, subscribe, and share so we can get this out to as many people as possible. And stay tuned. We got some readings coming up, and I will see you in a little while. Bye for now. Much love.